Hello, my dear students. Welcome to Shlokas Academy YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss one of the important Nemer reaction, elimination reactions. So in this, we are going to discuss what are elimination reaction and how many types are they and how they can ask the questions in various competitive examinations. All these we are going to discuss. So first, let me discuss about elimination reaction. What is elimination? Generally, elimination means the removal of something. In this reaction also, just we are removing two atoms from adjacent carbon atoms. Here we can say Y and Z. I am removing Y and Z from the substrate to give a new product called alkene. So in this reaction, we have removed YZ from the substrate, this one. And we have got alkene. So, and this elimination is called as beta elimination. Why it is beta elimination means as we have removed two atoms or two groups from adjacent carbon atoms. It may be 1, 2 or 2, 3 or whatever it may be. So hence the elimination is called as beta elimination. So then what about alpha elimination, gamma elimination, all these things? Let me discuss about alpha elimination. So this is the elimination where the two eliminating atoms must be removed from the same carbon atom. So let us see this example. In this example, I am removing both X and Y from the same carbon atom. So this reaction can be considered as alpha elimination. And always alpha elimination results in the formation of a carbene. What is this carbene? You see here in this carbene, the carbon is having two non-bonded electrons. Although it is having one lone pair on it, it is an electron deficient. Why electron deficient? You can see here, around this carbon we have 1, 2. We have two covalent bonds. So each covalent bond equal to 2 electrons. 2 plus 2, 4. And these 2 electrons, 6. So we have total 6 electrons around this carbon. But according to octet rule, a carbon should have 8 electrons to finish its octet. But this carbon is still short of 2 electrons to obey the octet. So that I can call that carbon as electron deficient. Beta elimination results in the formation of alkene. And alpha elimination results in the formation of a carbene, which is an electron deficient species. So beta elimination, already we have discussed, the two eliminating atoms must be removed from the two adjacent carbon atoms. If it is not adjacent, and if it is from 1 and 3rd position, you see here, if I give the numbering alpha, beta and gamma are 1, 2, 3. Now, I am removing the atoms from 1st carbon atom and 3rd carbon atom, which results in the formation of cyclopropane ring. And this elimination is called as gamma elimination. So, in our syllabus, it may be to NEET and as well as IIT JEE. So, mainly we are focusing on beta elimination reaction. Again, this beta elimination is of 4 types. E1, unimolecular elimination. E2, bimolecular elimination reaction. E1CB, elimination via conjugate base. And EI, intramolecular elimination. All these eliminations are no doubt they are beta eliminations. And why they are having different names? On what basis we can classify them into 4 types? That is our syllabus. Very important. One by one we will discuss. First, let us discuss E1 reaction, which is unimolecular elimination reaction. Unimolecular elimination reaction. Right. So first let me explain what is a reaction mechanism and why it is called as E1 elimination and how it could be unimolecular and how it could be a first order reaction. So generally, I am taking the general equation here. If I take the general equation, like I'm taking the general equation, I'm taking carbon, here hydrogen and halogen, right? And here, generally, I'm taking it as weak base. Any weak base I can take, and polar protic solvent I can take. The reaction will take place in presence of polar protic solvent like water. So weak base, I can take any alcohol, right? Alcohol itself, it can act as a polar protic solvent. In the presence of these conditions, so I am going to eliminate these two atoms, hydrogen and as well as halogen. Then it results in the formation of double bond between two carbon atoms by eliminating HX. This is a general reaction. And what is the mechanism involving in this reaction and why it could be even reaction? All these things we are going to discuss. First, I am taking this one. This is our substrate. In the first step, if you observe this substrate, in this, whatever the number of sigma bonds we have, out of all those sigma bonds, the more polar bond is carbon-halogen bond. Between carbon and halogen, halogen is having more electronegativity. So electrons will taken up by this halogen and it leave as X minus. If it leaving as X minus, what could be the charge developed on the carbon? Positive charge. That is called as carbocation. So this is a first step, and the first step is called as slow step. The first step itself, it is a slow step. Why slow step? You just observe here in the first step what is happening here. Just a neutral molecule is converting into a carbocation. We know very well that stability is inversely proportional to charge, whatever the charge. It may be positive charge or negative charge. So here we don't have any charge, but here we have positive charge, means this is more stable. Substrate is more stable than carbocation. Any case, if anyone wants to convert from a more stable situation to unstable situation, the process will take place very slowly. Hence, it is a slow step reaction. And after that, we have the nucleophile or weak base, I told. Base means it is a source of electron and it is ready to abstract the proton. The proton is going to abstract from the beta carbon. If it is alpha, it should be beta carbon. So it is abstracting, that develops a double bond between two carbon atoms and which is also called as alkene. And this step is a fast step. Why fast step? Here, a charged particle is converting into neutral one, means highly unstable into more stable. Generally, it is a fast process or not. So this is a complete mechanism of the even reaction. Now, in this mechanism, how many steps are there? Only 2 steps. If a chemical reaction is taking place in more than 1 step, always the rate of such reactions is depending upon slowest step of among all steps. So what is the slowest step here? First step, formation of a carbocation. Let me discuss. According to that, I can write rate is directly proportional to molar concentration of alkyl halide, because the reaction here, the rate is only depending upon this alkyl halide. It is not at all affected by the base or solvent, whatever we are taking. So only one reactant molecule is participating in slow step reaction. Only one molecule. That is why it is called as unimolecular reaction. It is called as unimolecular reaction. Okay, it is called as unimolecular reaction. And according to kinetics, here, what is the order of the reaction? The sum of the powers of concentration terms in rate expression, which is equal to 1. So order of the reaction also 1. That is how it becomes E1 reaction, unimolecular elimination reaction. Now we should discuss about properties, the characteristics of E1 elimination. What are the characteristics? So that one by one we will discuss, right? First, it is a unimolecular reaction. Yes. And it is taking place in two-step process. Yes, there are two steps. It is a first order reaction. Okay, let us see what are characteristics of E1 reaction. First, it is unimolecular and it is two steps reaction. Yes, the step one is carbocation formation and step two is abstraction of beta hydrogen. It is a first order reaction. Why? The rate expression you can write. Rate is directly proportional to molar concentration of alkyl halide. The sum of the powers of concentration terms are equal to 1. And what is the reaction intermediate? Carbocation. Here you should remember one statement. If any chemical reaction proceeding through carbocation intermediate, and if any possibility is there, the carbocation can be rearranged. So rearrangement is possible. So what type of rearrangement it could go? Very simple. There are four types, majorly four types of rearrangements can be done by the carbocation. One is what? Hydride shift, alkyl shift, and ring expansion and ring contraction. Means if any possibility means what? If there is any chance to convert from less stable to more stable carbocation, so without any hesitation, the carbocation can undergo rearrangement. Right? Next, in the second step, a base means whatever the weak base we are taking, it is going to abstract a proton from the carbon adjacent to the carbocation. So that carbon, I can say that it is beta carbon. Now, as the reaction proceeding through carbocation intermediate. So how can you decide the stability? 3 degree greater than, 2 degree greater than, 1 degree. It may be alkyl halide, means if you are discussing about elimination reactions of alkyl halide, tertiary alkyl halide is more reactive than secondary, than primary. And if we are discussing about dehydration of the alcohol, that is also same. Anyway, very simple, rate of the reaction is directly proportional to stability of carbocation. The intermediate stability of carbocation. Right? Next, what is the kinetics? Rate is directly proportional to alkyl halide. And if you remove this proportionality, you can put one constant which is called as rate constant and molar concentration of alkyl halide power 1. It is favored by weak bases like alcohols. And it is always in competition with SN1, and most of the times SN1 is dominates over this one. Because for SN1 also the order is 321. E1 also order is 321. 3 degree, 2 degree, then 1 degree. So it may be, it goes parallel with SN1 and most of the times SN1 dominates over the E1. That is very important. What is SN1? In further classes we will discuss. It is favored by a polar protic solvent. Why it is favored by a polar protic solvent? Because in this the carbocation intermediate is forming. So this carbocation can be stabilized by a polar protic solvent, not by a polar aprotic solvent. So that is the reason. And it is also called as solvolysis. Why it is also called as solvolysis? Because sometimes the solvent itself, it can act as a base, like alcohol. Alcohol is a polar protic solvent and it is a weak base. In presence of alcohol, if elimination has done, you can call it as solvolysis. And what is energetics? We have discussed that there are two important steps in the elimination reaction. And what about the energetics of these two important steps? So that can be explained with the help of graph. What I told, step 1, that means alkyl halide to carbocation. It is a slow step or not? Slow step means the activation energy should be more. This is activation energy of first step, right? And this is activation energy of second step, which is very less. That is why it is taking place very fast. This is second step fast reaction. So when the reaction can take place in two steps, when there is no rearrangement. Very important thing, if rearrangement is possible, the reaction can undergo more than 2 steps, that may be 3 steps. Then the graph could be like this. The graph could be like this, right? So first normal carbocation, then rearranged carbocation, then product, here substrate. When we will get this type of graph? When the carbocation is undergoing rearrangement. Because any chemical reaction in the organic chemistry, if it is proceeding through carbocation intermediate, no doubt, if any possibility is there, the carbocation can be rearranged. In such cases, we can consider them as more than 2 steps, and further the energetics will be like this. Got it? Now, these are the characteristics. Let us see the examples here. So let me explain this example, a complete mechanism I will explain. Just listen to me, all of you. So I am taking this alkyl halide. Alkyl halide. Right. First step, what will happen? Right. Br minus will leave. This is a leaving group. It slowly departures from the substrate. Then what we will get? First step, formation of carbocation. Formation of carbocation. This is formation of carbocation. So what is the degree of this carbocation? Tertiary carbocation. Now you check, the intermediate carbocation has formed. And does it have any possibility to undergo rearrangement? No, already it is tertiary. So when it can undergo rearrangement, if there is a chance from less stable to like secondary to tertiary or primary to secondary, then it can undergo. But we don't have. And what is the second step? This is carbocation. And the second step, I am taking beta hydrogen. Here we have how many total? 3 beta hydrogens we have. This is positive charge. 3 beta hydrogens we have. Right. What are 3 beta hydrogens? Just listen to me. Right. This is A. And these two are equivalent. Both are same, identical. So I can label them as B. So then obviously we can expect more than one product or not. Let us see if the base abstract the base abstract this hydrogen, then what is the product we'll get? Tell me. The product is CH3 CH double bond C CH3. This is alkene. This is alkene. And in this alkene, tell me how many alpha hydrogens we have? 9 alpha hydrogen, and it is a tri-substituted alkene. Tri-substituted alkene. Next, if this hydrogen is abstracted by the base, then what is the product? We'll get CH2 and C double bond CH2 and CH3. Here we have 5 alpha hydrogen and it is di-substituted alkene. Now tell me, according to hyperconjugation structure, this is more stable alkene, and more stable will be the major product, and this product also called as Sageff product, and it is a minor product which is also called as Hofmann product. It is Hofmann product and it is Sageff product. Got it? What is this Sageff product? Very simple. What is this Sageff rule means? I'll explain. Listen to me. Sageff's rule. According to Sageff's rule, during the elimination of alkyl halides, always more substituted alkene will be the major product. More substituted alkene will be the major product. And what is Hofmann's rule? According to Hofmann's rule, right, always during the elimination of alkyl halides, less substituted alkene will be the major product. But most of the time, the even reaction proceeds according to Sageff rule. In very rare cases, it proceeds through Hofmann. What are those cases? We will discuss. You don't worry. Here we don't have any, what is that, carbocation rearrangement. But let us take another example here, very simple example. That is a cyclic compound I am taking. In this, there is a possibility. What is the first step? The electrons will taken up by this Br and it departures from the substrate as Br minus. Then what do you get? We will get a carbocation which is 1 degree. It is 1 degree, no problem. But with respect to cyclic ring, it is outside the cyclic ring. The positive charge is outside the cyclic ring. So it can undergo ring expansion. Whenever you are dealing with ring expansion, remember one thing: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You just give labeling. It is not an IUPAC numbering. And in between 2, 3 and 2, 5, these bonds are parallel. If the electrons of this bond are taken up by the third carbon, the third carbon will get negative charge and second carbon will get positive charge. These negative electrons, negative charge is going to attack on the first carbon. Then it results in the formation of a 5-membered ring. Right. And positive charge here. Here, any beta hydrogen you can take, all beta hydrogens are identical, and that results in the formation of cyclopentene. Means this is a case where the carbocation has undergone rearrangement, and the rearrangement is what? Ring expansion. So this is a product, major product, and this can be minor product. When it is going to attack here, you will get this one. This is very minor product, and it is SN1 product we can call. So right now we are not discussing about SN1. That's why I'm not discussing about this one. So this is very important. Now the same even reaction we can also explain with the help of alcohols. That is dehydration of alcohols. What is this dehydration of alcohols? In the name, the meaning is there. What is meant by dehydration? What is meant by dehydration? Removal of water. Means we need to remove one hydrogen and one OH from adjacent carbon atom. So that is called as dehydration of alcohols, which also proceeds according to, what is that? Even mechanism. And the reagents required are here. 2 important reagents are required. So they are H3PO4, very important, and H2SO4 upon heating. These are the 2 reactants important for this reaction. So see here, I am removing water from these 2 adjacent carbon. That creates a double bond between 2 carbon atoms. So that is also producing alkene. The mechanism, the same like even of alcohols. Only one different thing. Here, the reaction is taking place in presence of acid. That is H plus or H3O plus. So OH is not a good leaving group. OH is not a good leaving group. So to make it as a good leaving group, so it donates electrons to H plus. So it gets protonated. The step is called as protonation. Protonation, and it is not at all a slow step. Protonation. Now tell me, after protonated alcohol, after protonation, we have got protonated alcohol. A protonated alcohol, oxygen with positive charge, means highly unstable or not. By taking electrons, now it will act as a good leaving group. It will leave like this, and we will get again carbocation. And after that, beta hydrogen, same process, we will get alkene as the product. So it is 3 steps. But what is a slow step means? This is our slow step, right? Because where the carbocation formation is taking place. So according to this mechanism, the rate of the reaction is depending upon what? Rate is directly proportional to protonated alcohol or not. Concentration of protonated alcohol means only one reactant molecule, hence it is unimolecular, and order of the reaction is 1. Same first step, second step already, and the reactivity order as the reaction proceeds through carbocation intermediate. Same reactivity order will be there, and examples you can see here. You can observe the examples. Very simple. I am removing OH and H from its adjacent. But we don't have H, although we have got the product. So for this reaction, I will explain the mechanism. You just observe the complete mechanism. I will explain. Listen to me. What is the first step? Protonation. I am taking Me CH2 OH. So the reaction always taking place in presence of acidic medium. It gives electrons to this one. CH3, 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 and CH2 OH2, which is highly unstable. By taking electrons, it can leave as water. Then what do we get? A carbocation is formed. CH3, CH3, and CH2 plus. What is this? A primary carbocation or not? Now, there is a possibility to rearrange this carbon by taking electrons. It will become negative, and this is going to be shifted. It is called methyl shift. Methyl shift. Then what do you get? CH3C, positive charge, and CH3, CH2, and CH3. Now again, according to Sage's rule, always the hydrogen should be eliminated from the carbon having less number of hydrogen. That means poor become poorer. Poor become poorer. See here. Here, how many beta hydrogens we have? This is one beta hydrogen, and this is also beta hydrogen. Here, beta hydrogen, and beta hydrogen, beta carbons. These two beta carbons are very rich in hydrogen as they have 3 hydrogens. But this beta carbon is having only 2, means it is poor in hydrogens, and it only becomes poorer because it is giving hydrogen. Then what is the product you will get? CH3, CH3, double bond, CH3. This is a major product and it is a SAGE-F product. Understood? So this is also elimination reaction for the alcohols. The same here, without rearrangement, you can write one product, H and OH, you will get this one, but this is minor product. And with rearrangement, you can get, if you want, you can try it. An example 5, ring expansion will take place. So that is. And ethers also can undergo even reaction. Very simple mechanism. Here we have 2 lone pairs on the oxygen, and the reaction is taking place in presence of acidic medium. So it is going to donate this one. And then what do you get? Tell me. We will get CH3, C, CH3, and CH3, right? O, CH3, and H. Protonated ether we will get. In the next step, the electrons will be taken up by this one. So it will move as CH3OH. Then what do we get? A carbocation. We will get next step, removal of hydrogen from the beta carbon that results in the formation of alkene. So this is also like alkyl halides and alcohols, right? And examples you can check, right? Just I will give the answers. You can cross check. After this class, you go through all these examples. So here what I'm taking, removing Cl and this hydrogen. So the double bond is going to be developed between these 2 carbon atoms. So the answer is B. And here OH from this one according to Sage's rule, and hydrogen from this carbon. So the double bond is going to develop in between these 2. So the double bond is going to develop in between these 2. So the product A is the right answer. And third, here CH2OH. So first what do we get? We will get a primary carbocation. A primary carbocation, and which is by undergoing what is that? A hydride shift. It becomes a tertiary carbocation. Tertiary carbocation. Now the hydrogen, beta hydrogen will eliminate from this one. So we will get B as the major product. If you want, you can try. Next, identify the major product in the following reaction. Right. So actually the reaction name is called as pinocol pinacolone rearrangement. Pinocol pinacolone rearrangement. So why it is pinocol pinacolone rearrangement, we can discuss in next class. So until you just try to write the mechanism of this reaction, right? If you don't get, in the next video, I will explain this complete mechanism. Pinocol pinacolone rearrangement, very important for advanced point of view. So till then, you just try and go through this reaction. If you get, it is okay. If you don't get, no problem. I will explain in the next video. And which of the following does not representing the correct product? So according to elimination, I am removing the Br and H. Right. Again, it is also pinocol pinacolone rearrangement. So that also I will explain the next video. So till then, you just go through it. If you get, it is good. Otherwise, I will explain. Okay. So this is even reaction. In the next video, what we are going to discuss? We will discuss E2 reaction. And after that, we will go through E1CB. And after that, EI. After completion of all these types of elimination reactions, we will discuss previous questions, previous competitive questions from NEET and as well as IIT. Right. That will help you a lot to estimate the type of question asking in the previous examination. Means the standard of the question, the standard level of the questions in the previous examinations. So that helps you a lot. And if you are interested and if you like this video, you just share, comment, and subscribe my channel, Shlokas Academy YouTube channel. And one more important thing, those who are interested to prepare towards NEET and as well as IIT, and in this video description, I am going to give one WhatsApp group link. By clicking that, you can join the group so that you will get more updates and more assignments and more videos. So please like, share, comment, and subscribe my channel, Shlokas Academy YouTube channel. Shlokas Academy YouTube channel. Right. And today onwards, I am going to upload daily one name reactions. After some days, and I am going to discuss NTA paper 1, paper 2, like that. There are total 108 papers in NTA website, and each and every paper solutions I am going to upload in this channel. So please stay tuned to my channel, Shlokas Academy YouTube channel. Thank you.